This is Angel Quebral from 702P. We're down to the last two audit procedures, evidence gathering techniques discussed in Chapter 10. First, confirmation. It is the auditor's receipt of a written or oral statement from an independent third party confirming the accuracy of the required information. The key information that we need to remember in this definition are it is an auditor's receipt of a written or oral statement. So, receipt, what do you mean by receipt? It is a proof or document confirming transaction between the two parties. And it must be from an independent third party. Dapat ma-establish natin yung independent para maiwasan natin yung unreliable information na mabibigay sa atin ng third party. Dapat wala siyang self-interest dun sa ating client company. Lastly, confirming the accuracy of the required information. So, from the word itself, confirming, i-confirm natin if yung information na nakita natin dun sa financial statement ng ating client management ay tama and accurate kung ano yung record ng third party. For an example, the auditors typically request direct confirmation of receivable by communicating with debtors. Example, dun ka sa account receivable, nakakita nung amount or information na gusto mong i-confirm dun sa third party. Kung magre-request para i-confirm na kung ano ba or ilan ba yung amount ng accounts payable mo dito sa company na ina-audit natin. Also mentioned in the book the advantage and disadvantage of confirmation. Advantage, it is a highly persuasive evidence. Malaki yung chance na ma-persuade tayo as an auditor na tama and magagamit natin siya as an evidence or supporting documents. On the other hand, the disadvantage of confirmation is costly and time-consuming and an inconvenience to those asked to supply them. So, costly siya kasi yung pagpapadala mo ng confirmation letter dun sa third party na yon, syempre mag-i-incur siya ng cost dun sa pag-transit ng documents na yon. And time-consuming din siya since hindi mo alam kung kailan mag-reply yung third party na yon, maaaring natabunan na yung document mo ng ibang document din. So, in that case, kapag wala pa ring reply yung third party na yon dun sa confirmation letter mo, pwede kang mag-request ulit ng confirmation letter. Ano mo talaga yung confirmation na yon or significantly part yung confirmation ng third party na yun as an evidence dun sa audit na ginagawa mo. There are 4 key characteristics of confirmation. Number 1, yung information dapat na nire-request natin is requested siya ng client's auditor. And second, request and response is in writing sent to the auditor. Dapat yung response sa independent third party in writing dapat siya. Baksak niya dapat din sa auditor. Third, response comes from independent third party. And number 4, lastly, positive confirmation involve a receipt of information. Moving on, confirmation of management assertion. External confirmation is likely to provide strong evidence to support the existence and the rights and obligation assertions. According dun sa ISO 505, yung confirmation pwede din siyang tawaging external confirmation. Nagpro-provide to sa atin as an auditor ng strong evidence ng existing talaga yung data na yon, existing talaga yung information na nandun sa financial statement ng client natin, and meron talagang rights and obligation yung company na ina-audit natin dun sa third person. Next one, yung confirmation din, pwede rin natin itong magamit as a response to a significant risk. Example, yung management, under pressure siya na ma-meet dapat yung profit goal natin this year, dapat 10 million pesos. So, meron tayong risk on. So, pwede natin gamitin yung confirmation audit procedure para mabawasan or ma-eliminate natin yung risk na yung management, i-inflate nila yung sales by entering into sales agreement. And dun sa confirmation natin, hindi lang natin nalalaman kung ano yung amount ba information or data na kailangan natin i-confirm. Malalaman din natin yung, kung ano yung nasa agreement ng parties na involved na yon. Yung merong mga suspicious or anomalies na nangyayari between dun sa data na yon ng third person and din sa management na. So in this video, I also included the ISA 505. So it identifies 2 forms of confirmation. Meron tayong positive confirmation and negative confirmation. So talking about the positive confirmation first, this request is asked the recipient to confirm agreement or by asking the respondents to fill in information. Pag positive confirmation, kailangan niya ng response ng third party para makakonfirm yung information na kailangan natin. And usually, tayo mga auditor, hindi natin binabanggit yung, for example, yung AR na nasa financial statement ng company na audit natin is 5 million pesos. Hindi natin binabanggit yung amount. Usually, pinifill in siya ng independent third party na yon. Hindi tayo yung magbibigay na kung ilan or kung magkano yung amount na yon. Pero, may downside din nito. Usually, yung type of blank confirmation request may result dun sa lower response rate since mag-e-effort yung independent third party na yon na i-confirm na ganito ba talaga yung balance, match ba talaga yung balance na yun. Negative confirmation, which is request ask the respondents to reply only in the event of disagreement with the information provided in the request. So unlike dun sa positive confirmation, sa negative confirmation, hindi required na mag-response or mag-reply yung independent third party. Mag-reply lang yung third party to the event ng disagreement or hindi match yung information na kino-confirm natin dun sa record nila. Pero, kapag hindi sila nag-respond, automatic na yon na yung kino-confirm nila na tama yung amount na yon, yung information na gusto natin i-confirm. And also, sa confirmation, hindi si auditor basta-basta mag-request or magpapadala ng confirmation letter dun sa third party. Dapat alam ng company, alam yung client natin na i-confirm natin yung amount nito, nagpapadala tayo ng confirmation letter dun sa third party. In case na yung client natin does not allow confirmation, when the auditor seek to confirm certain balances or other information, and management requests him not to do so. Napapasok yung professional skepticism natin. Bakit ayaw mo i-confirm? Bakit ayaw mo ako na i-confirm yung balances na to dun sa third party na yon? Okay, so we're down to the last one, audit procedures, evidence gathering technique, which is the analytical procedures, search for unrecorded liabilities. A search for unrecorded liability is a common substantive test for accounts payable. This test may be performed as a part of the closure processes or in connection with the accounts payable confirmation. This test provides evidence as to completeness and some evidence as to valuation. So, nag-i-start to with the review of the cash disbursement journal for the period after the balance sheet dates, sometimes up to the date of the field work completion. Reliability and cost of substantive audit procedure. So, the most reliable evidence gathering procedures should be implemented when cost effective. And then yung quality din ng internal control natin, syempre, malaking part siya and may significant effect siya dun sa reliability ng ating financial statement. So, I included here the list of the most reliable, the least reliable evidence gathering techniques, not just in financial statement audit but in general. So, number 1 on the list is recalculation, second, inspection, performance, observation, confirmation, analytical procedures, and lastly, the inquiry. Second list I state here is the list of the most costly to the least costly evidence gathering procedures in general also. Number 1 in the list, confirmation, which is most costly, just like I mentioned earlier. Next, inspection. Third, recalculation. Fourth, performance, observation, analytical procedures, and lastly, the least costly will be the inquiry. That's the end of the chapter 10, Substantive Testing and Evidence.